What's up, Deb? How's it going?
What's up, Joshua? I don't know.
Deborah, it's good to see you.
Oh, a lot of people were dying laughing via text messaging me or, DMing me when they heard me call you Joshua. So I just thought I'd have
Oh,
to call
good.
you.
Oh, good. It's about time. I've called you Deborah or Debbie or I don't know, DMAC. I've called you all these Debbie Mac. I've called you all these things for quite a while and you've never really retaliated. So it feels good when you do because it makes me feel like less of a jerk. So
Oh, even like just sitting and waiting for the Zoom to start. I was sitting here and I was like, come on, Joshua. Like I was just saying it out loud, just waiting. I was like, I just need to say. But
you
anyway,
missed me. That's what it was. Is that right?
okay. We'll go with that.
Any, for anybody who's not watching the video, she definitely shook her head a couple of times before she even answered. So that's clearly not the case. That's the kind of friendship we have here.
Mhm.
It's once for like an hour 15 every week on Zoom. Good enough. Any more than that's too much.
The people understand. It's fine. They know
They understand what?
our friendship.
Oh, our friendship. Yeah, I think so. At this point, I think they do.
I hope so.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but
You
how are
never
you?
know though. Some people maybe like, but I guess when they're a new listener, they're thinking, "What is
What is
this?"
this?
And then yeah,
It's like just keep listening. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. Well, you'll understand what's going on here sooner or later. So,
We've
uh,
been we've been co-friends for years now, so it's fine.
yeah, I actually consider you a friend, but that's fine. Uh, Deb continues to try to find ways to hurt my feelings, or she's trying to find ways for me to finally say, "All right, we need to uh, cut this off and go our separate ways." But it hasn't happened yet. So nice try, Debbie.
Okay. Well, I just like the word co-friends. I just think it's funny. So we'll just keep going. Co-host friends, and it's like a mashup of co-friend or what's no, that's not what it's called. Anyway, co-friends.
No, okay. So we looked this up a long time ago. Co-friend. This is my own fault because I was the one that brought this to the table, and I didn't realize she was going to hold so tightly to this. And she's ashamed of me as a real friend, so she only calls me a co-friend. Which basically a co-friend is someone that you would become friends with because you work with them, but only because you work with them. There would be no connection other than work. So that's basically what she's saying. It's like we're friends for this hour and 15 every week, and then beyond that, Josh, who? I don't even know that guy. That's what it feels like being your friend. I'm sure like your real friends feel much differently. You're probably a very loyal, awesome friend. I wouldn't know because even on this podcast, not to keep like rehashing the same old stuff, but it's Deb comes on this podcast and celebrates when she shows up to a podcast that has both of our names on it. That's a wild thought. You ever thought about she's like, I'm here. Well, you want applause? You're supposed to be here. I'm sorry. I can't clap for that because this is nonsense.
I'm very proud of myself because it was my goal to not miss any this year.
I want
Although
you to
I,
repeat that
I
again
think I've
and
already.
really listen to what you're saying. And then think about what I said about 2 minutes ago and put those two things together and understand how ridiculous this is. This is insane. But go ahead, continue.
Although I've already missed a couple because I had a back to school night at work and then I had something else. No, someone rescheduled and you had to do it a different day, so I couldn't do it. But I think I'm doing pretty good other than that. So
Yes, it sounds like you're 50-50. Good for you. You're
uh,
very busy. You're very busy.
yeah, yeah. You have two kids, so I think you're
Deb,
fine.
I gave you an out too. See, this is what I'm working with people. I even gave her an out. I said, "Oh, you're very busy," and you're like, "Yeah, but you're like, well, not really." So now I'm like, okay, well, now you just miss because you don't feel like being here. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, no, I have okay. So my weekly schedule is my commitment is okay, and just don't even comment on this, but Tuesday night is podcast night. I know, don't say anything. Just let me finish. And then Thursday night I have soccer night. And then right now I'm taking weekend classes, whatever. I my soccer girls have been trying to for a long time get me to do Sunday outdoor soccer. And I was like, no, no. I said, no, you get me one that I'm not committing. I already have Tuesday podcast and I already have Thursday with you. I'm not doing Sunday. And then today, one of them texted me. She's like, "Do you want to play tennis on Wednesday?" And I was like, "No, I can't this week. So, I have some plans." And she's like, "What about next week?" And I was like, it's my soccer girls. I'm like, "Are you guys trying to take my Wednesday too? You want me to do Wednesday tennis and Thursday soccer week? What?" And she's like, No. It's just every once in a while." So I'm like, "Okay, so that's fine. I can do that." But
Very nice. How often do your teammates try to convince you to drop Tuesday podcasting?
they tried for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They try it over the summer more because most of my friends are teachers or they work in a school district of some sort. So we have similar schedules. So in the summer is when they are not very happy.
Sorry, Deb's friends. Is it?
Other than that, they know the drill by now because it's been many years. So they know.
But when they try to drop the podcast, is it like, hey, just miss podcasting this Tuesday night, or is it, do you really need to podcast at all? What is it? Be honest, Deb.
No, well, at first they're like, "What? It's just podcast." But now they're like, they'll ask me, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's Tuesday." And they're like, "Oh yeah, podcast night." Okay,
They just roll their eyes.
They
I
just
think I know where these 1-star reviews are starting to come from now. It's all making sense. We're putting the pieces together.
Friends, they get very jealous.
I'm sorry, friends.
My time on here.
But you know what? Don't punish me because I'm not holding her here. Clearly, she chooses to leave whenever she feels like. So if you want to give 1-star reviews to anything, go to Not Here to Judge. That would be better. Because that one's on her solely and it doesn't affect my life.
I have a lot of people wanting to hear the Taco Bell story when they listen to some of our
episodes. It's a good clip. It's a good clip.
You have to listen to Jamie and Nicole's episode if you want the Taco Bell story. But anyway,
buckle up. It is a long episode though. You guys did a long episode.
I remember saying, "Okay, we're done." And they're like, wait, one more. And I'm like, "Oh my God, we're going to talk forever."
I think I told you too. I just happened, like I got really lucky because that was a long episode. And I told you, I can't listen to the whole thing, but I skipped through and just like listened to chunks of it. And I just so happened to listen to that part of it. And I'm like, this is jackpot. Like, how did this happen? And so then I rewound and listened to the whole thing. I'm like, oh my, this is a wild story.
Yeah.
I haven't brought that up for a while. I feel like I've overused that bit. So I'm like, I'm not going to keep bringing this up, but here we are again, talking about Taco Bell. So
when my schedule gets a little better and
here we go.
on this, I'll try to interview Nicole again. So she has more stories. It's like the tip of the iceberg for her with stories. So
it's the tip of something in that Taco Bell story, huh? All right. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Good night.
All right. Let's move on.
It's February. Well, when this drops, it's February.
It is February. I know. Are we doing a Valentine's Day episode?
We can if you want.
We never have before. I don't know. We
could do Valentine's Day on a single perspective versus a married person perspective.
Okay. We'll have to think of a better title than that.
Mine are gonna be extremely cynical and depressing, and yours are gonna be good. Maybe, I don't know.
We'll think of something different than that. But yeah,
that's all I can think of.
I can't do a whole episode about that. I think that would be tough. But we'll figure out something where we can incorporate that because I'm sure you have some great stories. Some of which I'm sure you are willing to share, and then some that you probably shouldn't. So
I don't have much, to be honest. I don't even, not to even get into it, but like
this is what happened last time. Go ahead.
I don't remember. In the past, I don't know how many years, I typically am not seeing anyone on Valentine's Day. I'm usually with my girlfriends.
Okay, well, that's fun.
I don't know how I just kind of like happen. I don't know how it times up to be like that, but I just am not. And so I don't know that I have any Valentine stories, but I gotta like think back many years because it hasn't been lately. But anyway, okay, we'll think of something.
There you go.
Maybe.
Guys, listeners, Sounds like that was an invitation to change. Sounds like Deb was hinting. It's like, oh, never happens. This will come out before Valentine's Day too, so this will be perfect timing. We know you have some fans on our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ones that I've apparently dated that have no idea.
Yeah. And then some that just make comments,
I think
basically
people,
talk about how dumb you and I are. And then a couple that just say, like, one guy just said cute. I'm like, I'm not sure if you're referring to our show, Deb, or maybe me. I don't know. Probably not. I feel like I'm not sure. Sometimes the comments on YouTube are wild. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there sometimes, but we post stuff there anyways. So
worth a
yeah,
shot.
it's worth
Shoot
a
our
shot.
shot. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, but yeah,
Well,
it is crazy. It is February. These months and days and weeks fly by for sure, and kind of leads into our topic today, because we're gonna do a top five, and obviously you as a teacher, and really anybody who is busy, and even if you're not busy, sometimes life just seems to fly by, right? Like, you always hear it, whoever you talk to, it's like, dang, it's already the end of January, man, it's already the end of February, oh, we're almost halfway through 2023, right? And so I think it's always important to really kind of slow down and appreciate uh, each moment, right? Because the moments go by so quickly, and sometimes I don't think we take the time to really enjoy or appreciate the moments. And so, the top five we're doing today is top five. I couldn't think of anything better, but like simple pleasures, right?
yeah.
Things that maybe you would not think of on a normal basis, but things that when they happen, or things that you do, bring you just a lot of joy and happiness. And it just, for whatever reason, that small little thing that no one else maybe even cares about or even thinks about, brings
Hmm.
you just a ton of joy, and just makes your day a little bit better. And it's one of those things that I think it's important to stop and appreciate those things, even if they're completely ridiculous. I have a couple that I'm like, this is dumb, but it brings some joy to my life when it happens. So that's what we're talking about today. Top five simple pleasures.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was thinking of them, most of them that I was listing, it was just me being alone. So I'm like, do my happiest when I'm by myself. No, but then I found some things to incorporate, human beings with. But I
That was probably the saddest. That was the saddest thing to say. My
I
happiest when I'm
am very
alone. Sometimes I include human beings. It's like you're a robot.
I I know, yeah, I'm very social, but to be honest, and my
Sure.
friends know this about me. I need to I'm like, I need a minute. Give me like a minute. I need to not be near you. And I just need some time by myself. So anyway,
Yes.
we can get into it. I can tell you which ones are mine.
Okay. Something you said just reminded me. So I think it was this past weekend. I saw a couple of stories. You were line dancing.
Yeah, that
And
was fun.
can I just say this? First of all, it seemed like you knew what you were doing. It was impressive. I'll say that. Second of all, you had a very serious look on your face. That was like a look like, I take line dancing serious. Do you feel
Seriously.
that way? Because it almost felt like I was watching like an athlete like perform in their sport. Because it's like, I'm sure you're having fun, but it also seemed like Deb was all business.
I was waiting for that song all night to come on because I know how to line dance to that. And I didn't know I was being recorded. I was just like in my zone.
You were definitely in your zone. That's a great way of putting it. You seemed like you were in your zone, and it
Yeah.
seemed like yeah, it was like one of those movies where someone's dancing, and then all of a sudden, like, it gets very dramatic, and they feel like they're the only person in the room. That's what it seemed like to you. Is that how it felt? Because that's how it looked to me when you're doing it. It's like, oh man, Deb's really getting after it, and she seems focused.
I was so focused. Or I think maybe sometimes I'm smiling in my head and then it just doesn't translate to my face.
Hey, like I said, no judgment here. It seemed like you were doing well. I don't know line dancing, but
Thanks. That was the easy one. That is one where it's like you don't need a lesson. If you have rhythm, you could just pick up on it. But that's the first time I've been to that place
okay,
in back Stonies. But I guess they have, it was crazy because at that place it's basically a line dancing like bar,
okay,
basically. Every single song is a people jump on the dance floor, and it's line dance only. Some of them are easy, like electric slide is like the easiest, and
Sure.
then some are just, I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not even gonna step foot out there. I have no idea what I'm doing, because it's
Yeah.
just, four wall. That's what line dancing is. But I guess they teach less on Saturday and Sunday nights. I guess they give free lessons from 6 to 8 about what songs are going to be played that night. So
Oh,
you can go learn the dances, and then when the songs actually play that night at the bar, they announce what step dance it is and then play the song, and then you can go out there and dance. But anyway, it's
smart.
super fun. Yeah, it's smart. It's super fun. And there were times where some of my friends were like, let's go try that one. It's easy. Come on. And I'm like, I don't know, does not look easy. And so they would make me go out there, and I'm literally, if you thought I was serious on that one, I'm literally just standing there, like watch. It's like so awkward because I'm watching everyone's feet and I'm trying to like pick up on it. And if you know what line dancing is, it's a four wall. So you're facing this way, and then you do the dance, and then you're facing this way. So pretty soon I'm in the front because it turns. And I'm like, nope, I'm out. And I just like run away. I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing.
But
So
you
if I
can't be alone though, right? Like I'm sure there's so many people that are in the same boat, and you guys are all looking at each other like, you're right. I have no idea how I'm doing either.
yeah, but mostly the ones that are out there know what they're doing, mostly.
Oh,
And they
so okay.
all look good. They're like professional dance. It's like a freaking good Footloose or something. Like I'm just like, what? I want to learn so I could look like that. So I was so excited when that song came on. I was waiting all night. I don't even know what song it's called, but it's just, I know the dance to it. So
Well done. Well done.
thanks. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that. So you want to go first?
Yeah. I kind of stole one of your examples when you were texting me earlier.
Okay.
So I love, and all of my simple pleasures are also, well, one of them's not cheap. The rest of them, I take it back. Two of them aren't cheap. The rest of them are cheap. Anyway, so this
Seems like
one
a simple pleasures for a rich person. Continue.
for a bougie person.
Yeah.
I love it when I have a day or even half a day, like a morning when the sun is out. First of all, is a requirement. I don't have anything. I don't have an agenda. I don't have anything to do. I just want to go running outside, and I don't have a goal. I don't have a pace that I want to do. I don't have a distance. It's one of those things where I can run for as long as I want to. I could stop and walk a little bit too. I've done that before. And I think at one point I was outside doing it for 2 hours, not running the whole time, of course, but just doing like a jog, walk, and then I just keep going. But just because like the sunshine felt good and just get some fresh air, I'll put a podcast on, or I'll listen to music, or sometimes a friend will call me and I'm talking, to them on my AirPods while I'm running or walking. Or sometimes in silence, I'll turn it off and I'll just start thinking, and it's just clarity. But I love that so much. I get excited if I have time after work or even on the weekend, and if the sun is out and the weather's nice, I'm so picky with like with running weather, because I don't want it to be too windy. I don't want it to be too cold. I can handle the heat. The heat's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if it's like a perfect day, I'm like, I'm going running, and my friends are like, what's wrong with you? You act like it's like you're excited, like you're going shopping. I'm like, like I need to go running. Like it feels so good. I'm crazy, but like I love it so much. I'm in like the best mood afterwards. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've told you, we've joked about this on this podcast quite a few times, but I do enjoy getting out there and running.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't go just as carefree as you do. I probably don't do that very often. There usually is a distance or a time that I want to, like an amount of time I want to go. But to your point, I do feel good after I'm done with the run. And that's when I feel like I'm most creative, when ideas come to my head or thoughts come to my head. And I've always joked, there's been times where I'll send you like a bunch of ideas, and it's like, oh, by the way, I just got done with a run. So that explains it. So no, I'm with you 100%. Like it's a, you know, if you enjoy running, and I'm also, we've talked about this as well. I'm a warm weather runner as well. I will do it in the cold because I feel like I need to, but the warm weather is the best. You
Yeah.
know, it really is the best. But yeah, I agree. You just feel good afterwards, and you feel, yeah, just more energized for
Yeah.
sure.
I need the sunshine too. Vitamin D is good for you. It's good for there's studies that it's good for your actual like mental well-being.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of benefits to it. And like I'll notice if I'm like cranky for a few days in a row for no reason, and I'll tell my friends, I'll be like, I have no idea why, I'm just irritated. They're like,
Sure.
when's the last time you went running? And I'll just sit there and think, and I'll be like, I don't know. And it's not like I
Sure.
don't work. I'll just like box or do something else. But there's something about running long distance for me that just completely exhausts me.
Yeah.
That is in a good way. That just like, it's like an emotional release.
Mm-hmm.
Like how people say like crying is good. It's like an emotional release. Well, I need to kick my own butt and exercise and
Yeah.
get my release out that way. So it's just, yeah, it's very, afterwards, I just feel a lot better. It's a great feeling.
Yep. I'm with you
Nice,
100%.
nice little high without doing drugs. So
There you go. I'm sure some people do both, and they're probably
yeah.
feeling fantastic. So not me, but yeah, I do get the runner's high for sure. And I'm going to piggyback off of yours a little bit because it's similar, but mine's a little bit even. It's probably more specific. This is going to sound really strange. I don't know if you've experienced this before, and this is actually the one that I text you earlier with. I kind of just gave you a general idea, but mine is when I have the opportunity, not running, but walking. If I have a chance to go walk somewhere, could be a short walk, could be a long walk. It could be a walk from place to place, or it could be just a walk, just going out and kind of getting outside and walking. And when I'm listening to music, it's a great feeling, just walking, enjoying the scenery, listening to the music. But more specifically, the thing that brings me a lot of joy is when, while you're walking and while you're listening to music, the music almost matches the feeling of the environment that you're in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like, for example, when I was at the beach back in the fall with my family, there was one morning where I had to go to a local shop in this small beach town. So I put my headphones on, I started walking. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was like 70 degrees, and it was in the morning. And I just started walking. And the song that I was listening to, I can't remember exactly which song it was, but it just matched the feel of that beach town. It matched the feel of the sunshine. It matched the feel of the ocean, just everything. And it's almost like you feel like you're in a scene from a movie. You know what I mean? Where like there's music on top of a like a scene, like you're in a city, and like everything's kind of going with the rhythm of the music. Like that's what it feels like sometimes for me when that song perfectly matches up with the vibe that you're, currently in, or the environment that you're currently in. Like I love that. And when those two things match up, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it reminds me of like driving with like either the top down, or I have my I don't have a convertible, but like my sunroof open,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful day, all my windows down, and just having some music to like go along with like whatever scenery like I'm driving through. Kind of
Oh,
similar.
oh,
I
100%. No, it's the same. It's the same exact thing. I've had that before, especially like if it's like early morning and you're driving as the sun's coming up. And if you have that perfect song that matches that, it's amazing. And then for me too, driving in the summer with like summer, like the music that has a summer feel is always the best. But when the sun's going down and you're driving, there's certain songs that match like the sunset as well.
Yeah.
That may sound weird, but I feel like that's like the fact that you said that same thing. I feel like a lot of people probably have a similar
Yeah.
feel, you know?
Yeah. There's been many times where I driving to play soccer on Thursday nights, and the direction in which I drive, and I take back roads to get there. So many times it's like the most beautiful, like the sun is down, so it's not like shining on like right in my eyeballs, but like it's beautiful, it's pink, it's purple, it's blue. And I have to like stop myself from like I'm driving, getting my phone out and like taking
Sure.
a picture because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like those moments too. Those are nice. So I'll
Yeah.
steal
They're
them.
awesome. So that's mine.
Okay, that's yours. Cool. Um, okay, so another one I have. again, me being alone and the whole running, I gotta be alone. I don't mind running with people, like working out wise, but I would rather run by myself. So this is another thing about me being alone. So again, like on like a weekend morning or a morning where I'm not working or I don't have an agenda until I usually have some sort of activity or agenda at some point in the day. But like if it's just half a day where I don't have anything to do, or if I get up early enough, I love just sitting alone in my apartment and just sitting and not having to like, because I'll sit every morning for work, I'll sit with my coffee for like 5-ish, 10 minutes to just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like just focus and like I'll do some reading and stuff just to kind of like get settled for the day or get started. It just gets my mind correct. But I know that I'm on a time limit because I got to go to work. So
Sure.
I'll do that on days where I don't work, but then I get to just sit and continue to relax and just drink my coffee and just either sit in silence or I'll even just catch up on emails on my phone, but I'm not in a hurry. That's the whole point, is that I'm just
Sure.
doing it time. Or my friends will call me early in the morning sometimes. Not sure why, God love them, but if I'm but just to like answer that and to like talk to them first thing in the morning and just being able to not rush and to be in a hurry to go somewhere. Like
Yeah.
it's very rare these days when I have a weekend or a day like that where I'm like, oh my God, I could sit here for an hour if I want to.
Yeah.
Not do anything. I could just sit
Yeah.
here. And obviously I'm not the type that wants to sit all day or
Mm-hmm.
like sit on the couch all day and not get dressed the whole day unless I'm deathly ill. Then yeah,
Sure.
but I
Different
like
circumstance.
right. I like having a solid hour just to like do nothing. So that's like my favorite. And when the weather's nice, it's just been cold lately, so I haven't done it in a while. Going on my balcony on my
Sure.
hammock swing and just doing it out there and just kind of being, just looking at the world. So
Yeah. I like it.
I like it. That's
It's
my
very good. My second one is going to take a hard left compared to these three that we've done so far. I like it, and it brings me a ton of joy and happiness when I'm going through some stuff. If I'm trying to clean some stuff out, or I'm trying to find something, and when you find an unexpected gift card that still has money on it, it is like, oh, this might as well be $1 million, because it
pleasure.
is the best feeling ever. Especially you call the number on the back. It's like you have $15. Like, what? $15? I didn't even know this card existed before this morning, and now I'm walking around $15 richer. It's an awesome feeling. I don't think there's too many feelings that match that, and I always feel really good when it happens. So it doesn't happen often. Now, I will say on the flip side of that, if you find a gift card that you think has money on it and you call the back and you realize you have 5 cents, like 5 cents, that's the most deflating feeling in the world. And so it can turn on you very quickly. But I'm talking about those moments when you find one that's got more money on it than you think, or it's one that you didn't even know existed and you forgot about, and then you find it. It just it's like a breath of fresh air into my day.
Yeah, it definitely would get you off on a good start for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's money found. Who doesn't want money?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is that you get a second gift. Like someone gave you a gift card as a gift. You've lost it. So it shows how much you appreciated the gift in the first place. And then you find it again. It was like they gave you two gifts. And that
The
second gift's even better because it comes with a lot of joy. So that's all I'm saying. When I find a gift card.
win-win-win. Oh my God, I never would have thought of that. Well, that's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a simple one to bring you joy. Um, okay, my other one is brunch time with my friends. So, I mean,
Now
it's
you felt
probably
the pressure. You felt the pressure to say that one because their first two were like, I like it to be alone. I like to be alone again. Let me toss the friends. Let me throw them a bone. All right, go ahead.
no, yeah, and this is probably a common simple pleasure, especially among women. I don't know. But I do. And again, it kind of piggybacks off of not having, I usually, when we do brunch, it's because we don't have, like, we have time to do it, right? Like we don't have a plan or an agenda, at least in the moment. So it's nice. I have a theme here, obviously. It's nice to just slow down and just be able to sit and catch up and there's food. Who doesn't want food? There's
Sure.
mimosas. I love mimosas. So it's just like for me, it's a good combination to just sit and talk with my girlfriends, and sometimes it'll be a few of us who haven't seen each other in a while, and that's the only time we could like get together and catch up. Sometimes it's the same people. Like it's random, but we do it a lot. We brunch whenever we get the chance, we brunch. And so yeah, we're lazy brunchers though. For as women, I've seen girls get dressed up super cute. Like they look adorable with like dresses and their cute little hats, and they just look so cute. And me and my friends are over here in our sweats and oversized sweatshirts and hair not washed from the night before up in a ponytail. So we are very rough looking at brunch, but we still have a good time and it's a lot of fun. So brunch with my friends, and if I could extend that into wine tasting with my friends too, like it's almost, that's like those are like the girl events that we have. Those are fun too.
Okay. Nice.
And to I do like being with people despite what I say, but like that, so those moments are fun.
Nice. I had a bunch of things to say about the rough looking brunch group, but I'm going to pass. I'm going to skip this one. So
It's like the day after the line dancing brunch.
yeah, I'm going to move on. So, okay. So my next one is, obviously everybody, like, they enjoy laughing, right? I think we all enjoy laughing. If you don't enjoy laughing, I think there's probably something wrong with you. Maybe serious, maybe not. I don't know, but it's probably not a good thing. But I think more specifically, like I love the moments when you're with people you love being around. And there's a moment when there's laughing, right? There's like normal laughing, like someone says something, that's funny. And then there's laughing where there's almost like a rhythm to it, where you're in a conversation, someone makes a joke, someone else bounces off that joke. And then it's just like this constant cycle, like everybody, and you're just like, your stomach hurts. Everybody's like, people are crying because they're laughing so hard, but there's like a rhythm to it. It's not just like one person that's just cracking everybody up. It's like everybody kind of finds themselves like in the zone. And it's like the conversation just flows, and it's like everything that people say is just the funniest thing in the world. And like I said, people are falling on the ground. People like it almost builds off of it, off like the laughter, right? Like it's not just like, oh, it's like a steady flow of laughter. Like each thing that someone says just increases the intensity of that moment. I just think those are the most fun moments when you have that little pocket of laughter. Like it's a different level of laughter. You know what I mean?
That reminds me of spending time with my Thursday night soccer girls.
Yeah.
Sometimes before, but usually after we play, and then we just kind of like hang out and we grab a beer and whatever. But that's the type, that's what I think of when you say that, because often, sometimes we'll just be sitting and just having small talk with whoever we're next to, but then all of a sudden we kind of like are enveloped in a conversation that someone's starting in the group, and we're just listening. And then it's in those moments then someone says something and we all crack up, someone right, exactly what you said. We just back and forth and everyone's dying because we keep contributing and
Right.
whatever it is that we're talking about. But those
Right.
are
And everybody, it's like, I feel like in those moments, everybody's in on it. Like it's not like you have, I mean, typically certain groups have people that are more like, they're just funny people that bring that humor to the group. But like in those moments, it's like everybody is just as funny as the other person, and everybody is laughing just as hard. And you get to a certain point in those conversations too, where it's like, I don't even know what happened. Like, how do we get from point A to point B? But like literally people are having a tough time breathing. People are saying, hey, we need to stop because I am going to literally get sick if we keep laughing like this because I'm losing my mind over here. Like that's just the best thing ever. When you find yourself in those moments, like I think it is, like I said, as silly as those moments are, like I think that is something you got like after it's done, you really have to appreciate, because that doesn't happen all the time. You know what I mean? And so when it does, like I think it is a special thing, as silly as it may be.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I didn't even think to do that one. That was a good one.
Thank you. I know. I always hope with these top fives, I always hope we don't overlap too much, because we don't talk about them beforehand, and that wouldn't really change our list anyways. But it's always a bummer if like 3 of our 5 are the same. It's like, well, this is pointless because we just did a top 5 together.
Right.
Yep.
Well, And I still that, but I'm not going to add it to my top 5. I still have 2 more.
Okay.
But that was a good one.
Thank you.
Sitting at the beach is one of them.
Come
Just
on. Yep.
do you have one? Do you have that one too or no?
No. I'm a beach guy. Like I told you, my family goes to the beach every year. I love the beach. I can't get enough of it. I feel like it's one of those things. Like I feel like the beach is just in me. You know what I mean? Like I just feel at home when I'm there. But it's one of those things. Not to cut you off, but like it's one of those things too. Like I've always said, I would never want to live there
Mhm.
because I just enjoy. I mean, that's one of the simple pleasures. Like I enjoy the excitement of going to the beach. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Rather than like if you live there, not that you don't appreciate it, but like it just becomes part of normal life. I kind of like the fact that it's not part of my normal life. And then when I go to it, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, right?
But
And
go ahead.
I
I'm sorry.
no, that's I mean, same. It just or even like going to Tahoe and just sitting in front of the lake, like just in
Hmm.
front of a body of water, a beautiful body of water, and just kind of I don't like going in the water so much, but like I'll
Oh,
paddleboard.
that's right. I
No,
forget that you're afraid of the water or afraid of the ocean or open
I'm
water.
afraid of the water. I just don't. I have swam in like Caribbean water, like where it's like like clear water. I've never been to Hawaii, but like just that, that type of water. I just don't like not knowing what's underneath me. So it just freaks me out. So
It's
I'll
fair.
go in the ocean. I just won't go out and swim. Like I'll go in and I'll like stand in the water.
Yeah,
But
that's
um,
fair. Sure.
yeah, right. So, but and then in a lake, I'll like paddleboard in a lake, but I also won't swim in a lake.
Did I tell
But
you? Did I tell you I got this last summer? I got a stand up paddleboard.
oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
did say that. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
That was part of my one of my things, and I was gonna put that down, and I was like, meh, I think everyone likes paddleboard, but maybe not everyone does. But maybe I'll link that in with this one. But just literally sitting at the beach, like on a towel, or just taking your chair and umbrella and just kind of sitting and just again not having anywhere to be, just kind of appreciating the waves and the people you're with and the sunshine, and just because how often are you, if you appreciate the water like that, like how often are you there? And like you said, like if you I kind of though sometimes fantasize about living near it because I want to be able to open my window and hear the ocean,
Sure.
because I've stayed like at Airbnbs where the ocean is like right there
Sure.
and windows are open, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But I guess you can get that on a sound machine. So
No, you cannot. You cannot.
not exactly, not the
No,
exact.
we have sound machines in this house, and no, it's not the same. It's not. Sometimes those sound machines sound like a beach that you do not want to be at. It's like a beach from a horror movie. So, like like
Like
oh
to
well, someone definitely died in those waves. You do not want to be a part of this. So yeah, no, those sound machines don't even come close to doing that sound justice.
yeah. So that is, that might again. I feel like my simple pleasures might be typical, but that one's a good one. It's just it's super relaxing. There's just something really nice about doing that, and just anything outdoors I like,
Hmm.
obviously. But
Yep,
yeah, so sitting at the beach. That's my other one.
I love it. I'm with you on that. It's not like I said, it's not on my list. It could have easily been on my list, but I chose to go a different direction. So that's a good one. Another one for me was it my fourth one, I think.
Yeah.
Am I on four?
Yeah, because that was 4 for me.
Okay, four. So the one for me would be um the and I think if you have kids, you've probably felt this at one point or the other, but I think it's seeing the joy on my kid's face, or kind of lumped in with that is the uncontrollable laughter that will happen sometimes, like when it's like that deep belly laugh. And if you've been around kids, like there's that deep belly laugh where they've just completely lost their mind, and you just can't replicate that. And I just think you don't really see that too often as adults. Like we don't have that same thing where it's just completely like just an unhinged laugh. And I think the joy that you see on their face is awesome because it's just a completely free joy. It's something that is not weighed down by any stress. It's not weighed down by any of the, problems of the world at that point. It's just like a very free joy. And so I think there's sometimes where I'm watching my kids, and you see that it's just the best feeling in the world, whether it's because of something that I'm doing and playing with them, or it's just watching them play and them just have that joy on their face. Like I said, it's a very free like thing that they have, you know what I mean? And when you see that on their face, it's the coolest thing. And yeah, that's just one of the like those things. When you see that, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even know what the day's gonna hold yet. But when you see it on their face, it just reminds you of like that kid like spirit, and how like precious that is when you see that in them, and how special that is. So that's definitely for me one of those joys that yeah, it just means the world to me. It's a huge deal for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My nephew's getting to be a fun age like that. I don't see him a ton, but like my sister will send me videos of him just like cracking up at something or just running around and just having, and it's so cute. Yeah. It's just one of the, like, I'm not a parent, so I don't get to see it on a daily or
Yeah.
experience it. And, but yeah, I love when she sends me those videos. It makes me smile. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It really is the best. It's yeah, like I said, it's hard to explain too. And but like I said, I think anybody who has kids, who's a parent, like I think who's been around kids for a decent amount of time, like I'm sure they feel the same thing. And that's why it's always a bummer, not to take this to a completely serious topic, but that's always like it's a bummer when you see a kid that doesn't have that. You know what I mean? And you see like a little kid, like whether at the store or at a park, and they don't have that. You can just tell by their eyes. You can tell by their demeanor. That's like, again, on the flip side of it, like when I see my kids and they have that joy in their face, it's one of the greatest feelings. But then on the flip side of that, when you see a kid that you don't know and you can already tell that they don't have that, it's one of the most heartbreaking things you can see, because it shouldn't be that obvious on a kid's face that they don't have that. And so when it is that obvious, it sucks.
Yeah.
Again, not to take that a completely serious direction, but like,
Yeah.
again, seeing that though makes me appreciate how much like our girls have that in them, all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. No, it's good to like think of the alternative, is as, sad as it is, but it just helps you appreciate what you do have in the things that you are experiencing. So
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. Love it. Well, that was a sweet one. My last one is just boring, but I bubble baths. That's my last. Should have ended on yours because that's all I got left.
Well, my last ones aren't that, or my last one's not that good, so it's all good.
Okay, you still have another one. Yeah.
Still got another one.
Bubble bath. Yeah, just again, not I just want to be able to take a bath with my Lush bath bomb, and sometimes I just don't have time to do it. And so, because I don't at night, I'm like, nope, get shower, go to bed quick.
Sure.
I just am tired. And so to like make my bath worth it, I got to be in there for like an hour, maybe like 45 minutes, just to kind of like, and because it takes that long to fill the tub usually.
Sure.
So it's got to be worth it. So yeah, when I get to do that on certain nights or whatever is nice. Again, an alone activity, as I like all my activities to be. Well, no, I said with friends. And what else?
You could take a bath with friends if you wanted. Probably got to change your friendship a little bit, but you can do it.
Just get our ratings up real quick right now.
Yeah. That's what I'll clip. It's like, that will be the YouTube thing. It's like, Deb takes baths with her female friends. Like, what? Like 50,000 views. There we go. That's the key to success. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Well, then we could post a picture of you guys in the bathtub, but instead of what they're expecting, you could be wearing like those old timey, like full body swimsuits.
Or just in there.
Like the ones with the stripes and the shoulder straps. It's like, what is this? It's like, yeah, nice try, pervert. Give us a 5-star rating.
I'll have my mermaid tail on and it takes up the whole bath.
Yeah.
My friends.
Yeah. See, perfect. Perfect. There was that one time, you remember, this was a long time ago. This was when we first started this podcast. I was podcasting with my brother because you couldn't be there. And we tried FaceTiming you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, can't talk right now. I'm in the bath. I'm like, okay, well, that could have got horrible.
I was like, why are they calling me right now?
Yeah. And obviously I didn't know that at the time, but it made me feel like creepy. I'm like, well, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish he wouldn't have told me that.
Oh my God.
Just bad timing. So yeah.
Remember that. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Which
my
again, I want to point out, she was not podcasting with me that day and she was in a bath. Don't think you were sick. You were just in a bath. And I think we had you call in that episode too after you were done.
I had to pick my battle that night.
The bubble bath won over podcasting. All right. I get it. Especially if it's one of your simple joys. How can I argue with that? Right.
See, now you know.
So yeah, now I know that Deb's, if she skips a podcast, there's a 50-50 chance she's actually doing something with friends, or she's just in her bath with her mermaid tail, just playing in the bubbles.
Sitting in there.
So like, do you have like the whole setup? Like, do you drink wine in there?
Oh hell yeah. That's
Okay.
like
Okay. All right. Calm down.
ambiance.
I don't take baths like this. Whoa. She looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what do you think? I'm an idiot? Like, all right. I didn't know.
Of course. Yeah, no. Yeah, 90% of the time, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Unwind. And when I take my laptop in there too, and I have a little piano bench that I put in there. So I put my laptop on there and I'm usually watching something too. On my
All right.
Netflix or something.
Wait, hold on.
It's the whole thing. It's like a whole setup. So
Is that, yeah, it sounds like it. That'd make me a little bit nervous, but can you get electrocuted from that? No, you can't. Can you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
All right. Is that really unwinding though? If you bring the laptop in there?
Yeah. I fall asleep to Netflix.
Okay. Have you fallen asleep in the bathtub?
Oh no, not in the bathtub.
Have you fallen asleep in the bathtub?
Oh, almost.
Just you slide under.
Yeah. Luckily, the bathtub's not big. Like there is no, I'm sure people have bathtubs that are like as big as a spa, but unless your bathtub is like a spa size, like you literally can't see, like your feet, like my legs can barely, I have short legs, but like they can like.
Yeah, we've addressed that you're short before.
Yes. Yeah. The first time we saw each other in person in a while, you're like, oh, you're shorter than I remember.
Yeah.
What?
I know. I don't know. I always think you're a tall person. Still to this day, it's going to happen. Right now, I'm thinking Deb's 6'5". When I see her in person, I'm going to think she's 5'2".
My big personality. People think I'm taller.
That might be it.
That's not the first time someone said that. They meet me in person. They're like, you're short. I'm like, what did you've seen pictures of me? They're like, yeah, you just look tall in your pictures. I don't know why, but I think it's just my personality.
Maybe. I just want to make sure it's very clear. I did not say you looked short. I said you were shorter than I remembered. It's very different, I think. Okay, so perfect. You're too tall to drown in the bathtub. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Not short enough to like fall in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's probably enough bathtub talk. We've given enough material to the perverts out there that listen to this podcast.
We'll just highlight that talk right there.
Yeah, it's like Deb in the bathtub talk, something like that. I don't know. We're desperate for ratings. We need something. And unfortunately, Deb's the victim of most of those things. So thank you, Deb, for your contribution. So, okay. So bubble baths.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. My last one.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I have two more. I'm gonna do two more. One is my fifth one, and the other one is just kind of like a throwaway one that I think is I don't know, it just brings me joy. So the fifth one is obviously I think I've made this pretty clear over all of our podcasts. I'm a huge baseball fan. I love baseball. I have enjoyed it my entire life. And one of the things I think is so cool, like I remember going to my first Giants game, and going into the stadium as a young kid and just seeing how big the stadium was, just being like not overwhelmed, but just being like mesmerized by like the field. These are people I would see on TV. Now I'm seeing them live. Just the whole feel of the environment, all of that, like it just feels awesome when you first walk up to the stadium and you see the field, right? You see the infield grass and the dirt, all of it. It just has that feeling to me. I still get that feeling when I go to a ball game now. When I go to a ball game and when I enter the stadium and when I go up the stairs and when you can first see the field, it still brings like that feeling to me. Like I still get excited and I still just have that special feeling like, okay, this is a big deal. I've been to a ton of Giants games over my life. I still get that feeling. Any ballpark I go into, it just feels right. Like I love the game and I love being at a ballpark, any ballpark, but especially specifically when you go to like a major league ballpark, just seeing the field for the first time, it feels like it's literally the first time every time I go. So I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love going to live games. Don't really care about who win. Well, I'll cheer for someone to win, but like we've joked about before. I don't know stats. I don't know players. I know how the game works, obviously, like baseball, football, I'm getting better at understanding, but soccer.
By the way, you finished with 1 win in our fantasy football league, which is much better than it was going for you.
Yeah, well, 1 win. Okay, yeah. Well, that's because I had my assistant helping me. I liked the year before where I did absolutely nothing and I won the league. That was the best.
You were criticized for that, but apparently that works better for you because the more effort you put in, it did not go well. But anyways, yes, go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I love going to games, a ball game, any kind of ball game. It's fun. The atmosphere is great. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Like I said, I still get that same feeling when I see the field. So it's a fun one for me for sure. What did I have? I had one more and then we'll wrap this thing up. Oh, okay. So for me, I'm a big energy drink fan. I love it. It never gets old. I drink them a lot. When you have an ice cold energy drink in the can and that first sip, after you crack it open, first of all, the sound, you can tell. And I'm sure that whether we're talking about like, beer, soda, energy drinks, whatever it is, like when you have the aluminum can and that first crack, you can tell by the sound of the crack of the can, how good that first sip's going to be. And it never fails. And that first sip hits your lips. It's the best feeling in the world. It really does make a big difference. Now, if you have, I'm not sure why you're laughing, Deborah, but when you have a can that's not like that, it kind of takes something out of it. Like it's like, well, that was weak. It's like and the first sip is like, oh, I'm disappointed. Now I don't feel that great. But when you have the ice cold energy drink or soda, whatever your drink of choice is, crack it. It's a nice solid. It's like, this is going to be good. And then you take that first sip. It is so nice.
Yeah. I like the sound effects. I feel like you've been practicing those.
I haven't. That was all straight from the heart. That was a true feeling.
I know I've had beer in my fridge and that I've opened and I'll pull it. I'm like, how long has this been in here? I don't know. And it'll be like beer that I got from a brewery. And I could tell by when I open it, if it's going to be like, it's usually drinkable, but it's not good or like,
right.
Like, that crisp can't pop that of the can. So I can usually tell.
Right. But the ice chest, if it's in an ice chest, it's better.
It's better. Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's coming straight from the ice, it's just better than if it comes straight from the fridge. Sometimes I'll try to simulate that by putting it in the freezer first and then taking it out. And it works.
It does? I was going to say, so do you have an ice chest in your kitchen? Just like on the ground with your energy drinks?
That's not a bad idea. Just cause
your poor wife.
It's not the same. And I think most people would agree. Like the bottle, if you have a bottle of soda, it's not the same as the can. It's the cracking of the can that makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
So
that's why I like opening my Trulies a lot.
There you go. See, it makes a difference. I don't think Deb's truly on board with this, but that's fine. I think Deb's making fun of me, and I don't appreciate it.
I get it.
This is a simple joy that brings me some, Pleasure during life, Deb.
Love it.
No, I don't think you do.
I'm
But
gonna
you're
open,
mocking me. That's fine.
I'm gonna have a truly right now as soon as we get off as soon as we hit end, just so I could like, yes, because now I want a truly. So thanks.
Sure. And because you've made fun of me for this, I hope it's the dullest crack of a can that you ever had in your entire life. That's what I hope for you.
That's not what
Now I'm in a bad mood, Deb.
That's not what a co-friend should say to another co-friend.
No, a real co-friend would say, "Hey, see you tomorrow at work." That's it. That's the end of this conversation. So, okay. Well, this has been a fun one.
That was good. Top 5 simple pleasures in life.
Simple pleasures. So yeah, we would love to hear from you guys once we post this episode, and as we post the different clips that we post, let us know what yours is, because I'm sure that hopefully people are listening to this and thinking, oh, I have a ton. Like that one was dumb. Oh, I like Deb. I love sitting on the beach too. Like I'm sure I love bubble baths too. Whatever it might be, I'm sure that people are, agreeing or disagreeing, or it sparks some thoughts for their own life. So um, yeah,
Nice.
but the bottom line is, I think find those things, take some time if you can, try to slow down with the craziness of life, and kind of figure out what those things are. Because I think when you can appreciate those little things, I think it does make a big difference. Like I said, there's the big stuff that we appreciate and all that, but like those really small things that are the day to day things that we pass by. Like if you can start appreciating those, I think that's a really big,
Yeah.
it's a big benefit to your life, I think.
Yeah, and you don't need to, I don't know, and I'm sure everyone has their own simple pleasures, but maybe they just don't realize it. But like, you don't need to go on this like to relax and unwind, or to like get away, air quotes, get away. You don't have to go on this big expensive like trip. Like some people, like some people might have a hard time finding the simple joys just like built into their day.
Right.
I like it, like running built into my day, simple pleasure in life, and I get my exercise out of the way. Check. It's a 2-for-1. So it's like just the day to, just not even daily, let's say weekly things that you can do just near your home, or in your same town where you don't have to drive very far. So I think it's important.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I actually heard, I think it was David Goggins he was on Joe Rogan's podcast recently. And I think Rogan was asking him like if he takes vacations. He's like, no. The Goggins is like, no, I don't take vacations. He's like, I have many vacations, which he's a different breed for sure. He's a wild man, but he was basically saying like his vacations are like when he's driving in the car. That's like his mini vacation or his mini break, or when he's taking a shower, he just shuts off from the world and doesn't think about anything else. That's the mini break that he gets. And so, that's a pretty extreme circumstance, but like the general idea I think is interesting, because it might be, to your point, something you do every single day that you can kind of just incorporate into your normal thing. It's like, hey, listening to certain music as you're driving to and from work, or going on a walk, or playing with your dog, or your kids, whatever the case may be. I think those little things are big. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Sweet.
Cool. All right, let's wrap this thing up. So what should I call you today? Debbie Mac. I like Debbie Mac. What do you think?
Don't call me that in a while.
Yeah, I think I did at the very beginning of this episode, but that's okay. See, I think Deb's.
All right, Joshua, you guys can find us on Twitter at Connectable Pod. Wait, did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Did my order wrong? That's why I don't usually do Twitter first.
Well, you don't have any. Basically, here's the problem. The only one Deb truly knows is the podcast on Connectable, because, or geez, now you messed me up, Deb. Oh, she knows Connectable on Instagram because that's the only one she cares about.
Because that's the only social media I have and have time for.
That's
so
not,
Instagram.
That's not true.
I have the TikTok.
Yeah, which is TikTok's trash. We do it because I feel like I have to. Someone suggested that we do it. I hate TikTok with a passion. It's just, I see some of the dumbest stuff on there, and the people that I like on there, that I just follow them on Instagram. But anyways,
I don't go down a rabbit hole on TikTok anymore. But I will open things my friends send to me. They'll send me and I'll be like, what is this? And it's usually funny. So, and I make TikToks now for just this pure joy of just like sending it to my friends. Like if we have an event that we did, and I'll just do like little clips of all the things we did, and I'll just make it really quick and say, here we go. Here's the summation of our trip, and they love it. So that's the only reason why I have TikTok. But
yeah, when are you gonna start sending me more ideas for reels and TikToks and stuff like that? You did one time and you're like, oh, look what I did, and then it hasn't happened since.
I got that idea because I was in the TikTok hole one night scrolling, and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is great. I get my ideas just by copying people. I am not very original.
Oh, that's fine. Dive back in the hole. Put your scuba gear on and get back in there. So we need help.
Okay, but we're on TikTok.
I don't ask that much, Deborah. I really don't. Just an idea here and there.
I will try to deep dive on the TikTok again.
No, you're not. just take 5 minutes of your bathtub time and think of some ideas. I'm just asking for 5 minutes.
I'll scroll. I'll find an idea. You know, I have a good idea every once in a while. That was my good one. And so it's
I know, I was really excited. It was a great idea. People loved it. People really enjoyed that. Little did I know it was gonna be the last one.
You know? Okay, yes, you're right.
Okay, all so right. Start over. Start the whole social. Hey Deb, where can they follow us?
We're on Twitter at Connectable Pod, Instagram at Connectable Podcast. We're also on TikTok at Connectable Podcast. We're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube.
Boom. Very nice. All right. Let's get out of here. This is enough.
Out here. It's bedtime.
All right. Huh?
Happy February.
Happy February to everybody. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. See you. Thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you like it, share it, and hit the subscribe button to get a new episode every week. We'll see you next time on the Connectable Podcast.